everyone, this is Emily Ann with Protective Enclosures Company, and we're here for another A Day in the Life episode. This is where we talk about either ourselves or the company or a product. For my day in the life that I want to share with Protective Enclosures Company is I want to share about something that I was very excited to learn about as I started researching and understanding our products better, which is sustainability. In general, if you're into sustainability, you might know that one of the key aspects of that is product longevity. So one thing that can be great for sustainability is getting products that last a long time. So you're using that material for a longer period of time, which means, of course, then not as many materials have to go and be taken and used to create new products. So product longevity, and that is definitely something with Protective Enclosures Company. Of course, our enclosures are built with very sturdy materials. These last a long time outdoors. Some of these materials last 20 plus years in outdoor harsh environments. Also elongate the life of the TVs. So in general, product longevity is definitely an aspect of sustainability with our products. Also, we have sustainable manufacturing practices. So with that, the products that are, or the materials that are used in the products, our factories do their very best to use recycled materials wherever possible. And additionally, we also, if there are scraps that come out of the manufacturing process, those are then turned over to recycling as much as possible. So that's another really cool big aspect of sustainability with our products. And then recyclability, that's a really big one. And it's very exciting to know that the materials in our enclosures are recyclable. We do suggest that maybe you take the front panel off, remove it from the back housing, and those will go to different recycling companies usually. But yeah, pretty much anywhere you are, if you just do a Google search online for local, recycling for that material. So if you've got a TV shield, maybe you'd be looking for the high molecular weight polyethylene plastic recycling. And you can see those materials on our website if you need a refresher what it is. But you would just look that up, Google it, and the cool thing is actually there's a lot of companies that pay for types of materials that our products are made of to actually get those materials to recycle them. So you might even make a buck off of recycling them. So it's pretty cool. It's exciting that our products are really ingrained with sustainability. And again, with the longevity, honestly, people, we've been in business at the time of this recording around 15 or more than 15 years now, and I know from working here for many of those years that it's actually just in the last couple of years that I've even known of anyone reaching out to need to replace a product. So that's speaking to longevity. These are people from the very beginning that got an enclosure, and even in those situations, most of the time it's been that they absolutely love their enclosure and they knew we came out with a new design or model and they wanted to upgrade to the newer one and maybe sell the old one or something like that. So yeah, longevity, great manufacturing processes, as well as recyclability. I just wanted to share that today because it was something that I found really exciting. It's something that I think about in my daily life, and how can I recycle? How can I do things to, help take care of the earth, enjoy it, but also take care of it. One other thing, we do have a blog post on our website that gets into much more detail about the different materials and about what these sustainability practices look like. So if you do have more questions or want to know more about that, just head on over to our website. Maybe type in sustainability in the search bar, or go down to our blog link. Currently it's in the footer. It might be somewhere else, but usually it's in the footer. Go to our blog and search there. You can find that blog post that way. Thanks.
Hey guys, back with another Day in the Life episode. We are just coming back from the Memorial Day weekend. We take a long weekend, so we typically on a holiday like this, I try to shut the office down on Friday and Monday, let people actually spend some time with family and friends, and do what they want to do. So coming back in, obviously backed up. Instead of 200 emails being a day gone, there's 800. Everyone goes through that though. And so today has really been a lot of just individually getting with the team, everybody in all the different departments, making sure that, all the orders, which is amazing, got a lot of orders, is getting those orders to the right places, to the right factories, and making sure everything's going out. Any problems, right? You don't own a business without dealing with fires every day. So putting out any fires that we had, which luckily there wasn't that many, which is amazing. But some of the things we're doing today is just really, like I said, trying to make sure that we're up to speed and get everything in and out that we need to, make sure that we're able to fulfill everything for the customers in a timely fashion that we try to do, right? There's always hiccups, but we made it happen, which is amazing because I got a great team. Other things, just I'm dealing with a lot of vendors and manufacturers today, in just making sure that they are, getting everything going that needs to get going after the long weekend. Moving into a bunch of stuff with some new products that we're trying to launch. We're going to get into, and I'm going to do another piece really talking a little bit about the struggles of late, right? As a company, we have had, some slowdown, and once you start seeing something like that as an owner, as an employee, also as anybody that's in the organization, but I'll speak from an owner's perspective, you really start going, what are we doing? What do we need to do? What are we doing wrong? What can we do? So we're going to get into that a little bit because I really wanted to put some content out about that for a while, and just be real with people. But working on, we have a couple new products, a kiosk product that we're launching, and also an anti-ligature product, but which we already have, but we're coming out with a much smaller one. It's a different design. So just right, there's a hit list of things that need to happen to go to actually launch a product. We're through the engineering side and all that, but now there's instruction manuals, there's marketing, coming up with the marketing dollar. These are all things that kind of are going down and checking off the hit list. What else are we doing today? Meetings about pay-per-click and kind of meeting with management, make sure we're getting out purchase orders for products that that we're running low on. So it's just a normal day. I forget all the things. I probably only told you what happened in the last 4 hours because you forget what happened in the first 5. But it's really kind of day to day. So we're going to transition over to getting into, if you're a business owner that's doing amazing, that's awesome, right? Like amazing. I never want anybody to do bad. I hope you keep rocking and rolling. But if you're a business owner that is been struggling the last 12 months, 6 months, 18 months even, I really wanted to kind of dig into that a little bit more. So we're gonna do that in just a second. So I wanted to do a little bit of content and talk to people that may be having some of the same struggles that we're having as a business. Again, you've heard me talk about we've been in business for 15 years, and we've had ups and downs. It's always a roller coaster, but as a company, it's definitely been extremely difficult the last 10 months or so. It really we hit a wall back July, August of last year, where we always had growth, and it's like a light switch had turned off. And of course, I'm going as a business owner, right? I'm staying up at night, every night, trying to figure out what it is. Is it competitors? Is it economy? Is it us doing something wrong? Is it marketing that's off? Is it pay-per-click that's off? What is it, right? You start just killing yourself trying to figure out what it could be that is making you see a slow down of sales and of course gross revenues and net revenues, and seeing lower margins and everything else. Of course, we all know that COVID happened. There was booms, and there were a lot of people that unfortunately were hurt by that. Small businesses in a lot of places. In our situation, in our company, we had great growth because we were an online business mainly. I mean, we do sell online, so we have our e-commerce sites and on Amazon, but we also do have a large dealer base and sell direct B2B. So we have dealers, audio video dealers that purchase from us, and then we have a lot of direct B2B that we do with, small companies, from just a small restaurant that has a drive-through, maybe they're getting one from mini board, to Fortune 50 companies. We're still a small business, even those Fortune 50 companies sometimes only buy 2 units, but they're all great customers. But we really started seeing a slowdown, like I said, back in kind of July of 24. On top of that, though, we were seeing, I think it was my educated guess, this just full compounding of everything that had kind of happened through COVID, through the increase in costs and prices across the board. And it's almost like all those things, we tried to keep up with it, and all those things happened over a multiple year period, but it almost seemed like they were all coming to a head for the most part at one time, where you really started seeing margins getting obliterated from all of the different price increases over the years, not really being able to keep up because you don't want to raise your prices too much. Then the slowing of the sales, and then you really start seeing some impacts in the business. Now, we're still healthy, as a company, but I don't think many business owners have talked about it, and let other other owners and other people out there that might be seeing this. Not everyone has to be an owner or an entrepreneur. There's a lot of employees and companies that really look at the business as their own, which is amazing. And I'm sure they're also worried, about the business, worried about themselves, worried about their family and how they're going to take care of themselves and everything else, right? Because they see maybe the business owners being struggling. So this is really just some content. I mean, we've definitely seen a lot of this. The increases in all the costs and pricing and everything else that goes along with that. The power bill is going up, and everything that kind of a lot of consumers are seeing, businesses see the same thing. I can tell you, you're not alone. It goes back to one of the main things that I always try to tell people and friends or other entrepreneurs is, and I said it in the first video, is one of my big things is try not to take it home. If you have friends, family, kids, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, whatever it may be, trying not to take the stress home is huge, right? Just leave it at the door. That's a big one. Second, you got to figure it out, right? There's other things, and believe me, I'm a nutcase, right? I start trying to Google everything, what to do when you're slow, and how are small businesses doing in 2025? And that's the big one that I can't really find much. How are businesses doing in 2025? Not Amazon, not Google, not the Magnificent Seven. How are real people, real small businesses doing so far in 2025? It's hard to find anything. I have a suspicion, and I can find enough people that are telling their story, that most people are struggling. Yes, you're going to have industries, you're going to have some businesses that are booming, and I'm not talking about the guy that started last year and is having a better year this year. That's not really an indicator. You know what I mean? What are some businesses that have been around for 5 years, 10 years, 15, 20 years? How are they doing in these times? I don't know. I can tell you that we're struggling, or we're doing worse than we did last year and the year before and the year before that. And really, it's almost like it's going back to pre-COVID type numbers. And that's all fine and dandy. But when you have the significant increases in costs, that is where you start seeing some pretty serious margin decreases, some pretty serious net profit decreases, even from the numbers, gross numbers that you might have done in the past. So how do you combat it, right? What do you do? I mean, I wanted to know this. I'm trying to figure it out. I want to talk to people. What do you do? I think I finally came to the realization that you can only do what you can do. We have really started trying to cut costs where we can, try to understand it, you know what I mean, to get through it, and also starting to look at new products. What can we do? It's all a gamble. I mean, we have 2 new products. I've spent a ton of time in engineering, and staff has spent a ton of time and quoting and just all the things, and they could be amazing and and give us great growth. They could be duds. You really just never know. Take an educated guess. You can try to look at the market, but again, being a small business, it's not like we can do $100,000, $200 million market analysis on what this product. It doesn't work that way in the real world with small business. So trying to kind of launch a couple of new products, been a lot of work. It's hard. And just watching your dollars, and trying not to kill yourself with stress and anxiety and the other things that can come along with that, right? So anyways, I mean that's really it. If you've been wondering how other businesses are doing, I've just told you the truth about how we're doing. We are absolutely going to get through it without a doubt, but it's it definitely adds to the everyday stresses that you have running a business. So I hope that somebody finds this content useful. I can tell you that as long as you dig in, as long as you keep pushing, you can come through the other end. And I think we have a little bit of time before really things get back to consumer spending and all the fears and everything else that's going along with tariff changes and the economy and everything else that's kind of happening in the world, wars and just the whole thing, right? Settles. So dig your heels in, push through it, stay positive, and good luck.